case I ever think I'd maybe get something is on a roundabout, but I can do those. I just need to follow the road markings.
I am gonna
and not be a while out.
I've got quite a challenging route for you. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to Clearview Driving. Today I'm doing a mock test with Flynn. Now we've been doing lessons together right from the very beginning, from a complete beginner. We've done around 18 hours. His test is coming up in about a week's time, and this is his first official mock test. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Yeah.
Okay, now we have got quite a challenging route because putting him through his paces, see how he does, and if there's any concerns, at least we'll know what to do going further. Now I'm going to get you to follow the sat nav for the first sort of 15-20 minutes or so, and then I'll give you some instructions afterwards. We're going to do one manoeuvre, and we may also carry out the emergency stop. Now before we get started, I'm going to ask you a quick question. Could you tell me, how would you check that the brake lights are working?
You'd brake and check the reflections of cars around you.
Okay, perfect. Glad we got there on that one. Alright, so for anyone that's new to the channel, don't forget to like the video, comment down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm going to put a link in the description if you're looking for temporary car insurance, so go use the link. Now, you ready to start? Okay. So the sat nav will tell you whenever you need to turn, okay? Hopefully should start to speak soon.
After 90 yards, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit. Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
When driving on a road like this with lots of parked vehicles, it's really important to be regularly checking your mirrors. So when you're moving your position towards the left, you want to check top and left. And when you're giving way to traffic, before moving off, you should check top and right mirror. Flynn does get a serious fault for move off safety at this point, as he waits to give way to oncoming traffic. Before moving off, he should have checked his mirrors towards the right, as there was a motorbike on the right who was trying to get through. Driving in busy areas like this, it's really important to be regularly checking your mirrors, as motorbikes and cyclists can easily turn up, and they don't need a lot of space to get through. As there are parked vehicles on both sides of the road, aim to have the centre line of the road on your left shoulder. Ahead of us is a meeting situation where somebody is giving way, and Flynn ends up getting a clearance fault as he gets too close to the parked car on the left, as their wing mirror is not folded.
After 200 yards, turn left, B455, then take the second right.
Approaching this left turn, Flynn doesn't check his left mirror before indicating, but as he passes the last parked vehicle, he does check his mirrors before moving over, so this does not get counted as a fault, as he is checking his mirrors and nobody is behind him. Flynn does turn into the road really nicely, but he is driving slightly over the centre white line. It is slightly faded at this point and there's no cars in front, so nobody's affected by this, but he should have been more towards the left. He does move over.
Turn right. Turn right.
park up on the left somewhere safe. Thank you. Drive off whenever you're ready. Coming up to this next right turn, Flynn does signal a bit early, but nobody's affected by this and there are no junctions on the right hand side, so this isn't necessarily a fault, but aim to signal about 6 car lengths as we're travelling quite slowly.
Turn right, then cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Coming up to this first mini roundabout to follow the road ahead, Flynn doesn't look across to the right, but the roundabout is really open and we can see quite clearly. Now this wouldn't go down as a fault as we can see it, but you should always look across.
Cross the roundabout.
Now on the next roundabout we couldn't see very clearly, but there was a bus that was blocking the right hand side of the road completely. So again, this wouldn't go down as a fault as nobody was to the right and the bus was blocking.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit, then turn left. Turn left. After 150 yards, turn left, A40.
As the obstruction's on the left hand side of the road, we did need to stop for oncoming traffic, but it would have been a better idea to stop slightly further back so that the cars in front have more space to manoeuvre around us.
At the end of the road, turn left. Turn left.
When waiting to turn left at this junction, Flynn does wait for a safe gap and waits for both lanes to be clear before moving forward, but he does move off a little bit too early, getting a bit close to the white car. Flynn does make really good progress with speed and gets up to the speed of the road, but the traffic ahead is moving slowly, so he has to adjust before he joins the carriageway. The traffic on the main road is not driving up to the speed of the road, which is 40 miles per hour. Flynn's initially following at a good distance, but ends up following too closely to the white car ahead. Always try to maintain at least a 2-second following distance, and you can use the phrase "only a fool breaks the 2-second rule." You could use a marker post when the vehicle in front passes and then say the phrase "and we shouldn't pass the same marker before the end of the phrase." This is a good way of maintaining a good following distance at all times. this point the sat-nav is saying keep right, which means that we need to stay on this carriageway for a bit longer. The left-hand lane is going to come off the carriageway, so the middle lane becomes the normal driving position for following the road ahead.
After 1 mile, take the exit B455 towards Ruislip.
As we're going a bit further, there's a sign on the left hand side which shows us that there's going to be a new lane being added to the carriageway. So Flynn needs to move into this new lane as that becomes the normal driving position and the middle lane becomes the overtaking lane.
After 800 yards, take the exit B455 towards Ruislip, then go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
As the exit's coming up shortly and we're in the middle lane, I did have to remind Flynn that we are taking the exit. He did try to move over, but he was trying to overtake the silver car and then move into the left-hand lane ahead of them. It's never safe to overtake and then slow down just in front of someone. It would have been better to slow down and get in behind the silver car instead.
A4180 B455
So
towards
we're taking the exit, yeah?
Take the exit, then go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
Flynn does make the right decision of holding off and not trying to switch into the left as he realised it would have been quite dangerous, so he switches off his signal and carries on driving ahead. But as we're going a bit further ahead, it goes up to a 70 mph zone. He didn't realise this. As the speed has just switched from 50 to 70 mph, the traffic is not up to the speed of the road, and generally the left-hand lane tends to be a lot slower as there is an exit coming in. If you end up going the wrong way, the sat-nav will redirect you, or the examiner would say, I'm going to give you instructions as normal. But in this case, there was no other alternative route, so Flynn had to carry on following the sat-nav. We're currently only driving between 45 to 50 mph on a 70 mph road. Now the two options here would be to overtake the silver car in front who is driving slowly, or to drop back from the vehicle ahead. It wasn't necessarily to overtake this vehicle as there is more traffic ahead and we are taking the exit, so we should have dropped back instead. We need to increase the distance ahead, okay? You need to increase the distance, you're following too close. Once on the exit, Flynn stays in the right-hand lane as he realises he needs to take the exit towards the right.
So this is 70 road, by the way. Okay. I'm missing that turning was not a good idea.
As we started the right turn at the brow of the hill, the road is now on a downhill slope and Flynn needed to make a wide turn to turn into the left-hand lane. He turns straight into the right-hand lane and cuts off the vehicle on the right. Do what's safe.
Yep.
Before going into the roundabout, Flynn knew he was in the wrong lane and he thoroughly checked towards the right. He checked his mirrors and his blind spot and nobody was to his right. So this did not give him a serious fault with what he was doing, as he did make sure it was safe. When passing exit number 2, Flynn does signal to exit, but he doesn't check his mirrors until quite late. Now on this particular occasion there were 2 lanes to exit, so he did check right by the end and exit on the right. But on some roundabouts there may only be 1 lane leaving, so it's a good idea to move into the left hand lane coming up to your exit. Alright, what I'd like you to do now is to forward park into a space of your choice. Make sure you finish within the white lines of the bay. Are you happy to leave it there?
No.
You happy to leave it there?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, let's reverse that when you're ready. And I'm going to give you normal instructions from now on, so you're no longer following the sat nav.
Okay.
follows the roundabout round really nicely, keeping to the outskirts as we're taking the second exit. He doesn't check his left mirror, but he does signal, but this doesn't go down as a fault as we're already in the left-hand lane and nobody could be on our left. Could you show me how you check the horns working? Okay. Right, if you can turn left into this car park just here. Alright, if you can forward park into a space of your choice, make sure you finish within the lines. You can just drive into the one on the other side, it's okay. That's great there, thank you. Secure the car. Brilliant. Alright, you can relax, give me a few minutes. That is the end of your driving test. Alright Flynn, that's the end of your test. How was your drive?
Well, it started well,
Mm-hmm.
but then as I missed that until the exit of the motorway, it was going fine, nothing wrong. And then after I sort of missed the exit, I was like, okay, I was panicking. I was like, no, because I mean, I'm fine with unfamiliar roads. Just
Yeah.
like, okay, where am I? How far is the next exit?
It
All
definitely got went a bit downhill
but
after that point, definitely for sure.
exiting that motorway, I was fine.
Yeah.
And then getting back round to the turning where you joined was fine. When I was joining that turn,
That bit was, it was
that's
really bad.
fair enough.
Okay, so unfortunately, no, it wouldn't be a pass. There's quite a few things that went wrong. The thing is, the drive was good, but there were some moments where you didn't realise you're making a fault. And that's what this whole mock test is to highlight, okay? So first of all, as we were driving earlier, there was a point where I think it was like a BMW in front of you. I can't remember the car, but we're on the 40 road, you've joined on, you were driving too close. You had about what looked like 2 car lengths. And I know it's a 40 road, but you're trying to drive at 35, 40, but the cars in front just, they're not allowing for that. So what should we do at that point?
Slow down.
Slow down. Yeah, so we needed to maintain that distance in front, but we kept closing into that gap, and unfortunately you got a serious fault for following distance at that point. Then as we're going forward, it was a 40 road. You know where I said the sat nav was saying keep right, and that's when I said, oh, I'd suggest you move into the middle lane. You moved into the middle lane, and then we're going forward. It's 40 miles per hour still, but you're up to about 45 plus. So I had to tell you it's a 40 road. So again, that would be a serious fault because you're over the speed limit. Some of these things you might not have realised are serious. Yeah. And then as we're going forward, obviously the sat nav was now telling you take the exit, and it was saying 800 yards exit. So your plan should have been to move into the left lane. And then I had to again tell you we're taking the exit, and now the exit's getting closer and closer, and there was that silver car on the left. Now, is it safe to overtake them, move in front of them, and then exit?
No.
What should you have done?
Slowed down and gone behind them. But I wasn't,
Yeah, see, it's not an issue slowing down a little bit. It wasn't like we would have been slowing down by a lot, but we just needed to adjust our speed downwards and going behind. It was not safe to go in front.
Yeah.
It's like if there was a cyclist on a road, would you overtake that cyclist to make a left turn?
No.
Same thing, right? So we definitely should not have been trying to overtake. And as soon as you realise you were about to do that, you were like, oh, forget it. But now that put you on a 70. I am majorly concerned about what happened at that right turn. You know, when you realise the 70 bit. So there were 2 lanes turning right. You were in the first one.
I should have just kept going around.
You needed to make that wide turn rather than like that, because you pissed off the purple car driver completely. It was so sudden because it was on a little brow, so I couldn't exactly see where you were darting for. But then when we got there, I was like, oh god, he's coming in the right lane. But yeah, it was a bit of a snowball effect, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
And
was
then when
everything up until I got on kept going on the motorway. It was fine except the speed behind that car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Following distance, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was that roundabout where I just ended up laughing by the end of it because you knew you were in the wrong lane. Now, at that point, what should you do? You're in the left lane at a roundabout. What are your two options?
Well, one was because it was pretty clear.
Yeah, I know you checked. I
Yeah.
know. I can't fail you for that at all. You did definitely check. But in a test scenario, realistically, I would have preferred if you just went left.
Left.
Or go straight.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Don't try and turn right from that lane. And I know you signalled, you checked, and it was really, really clear. But yeah, we definitely should have been approaching on the right. Okay. This last roundabout here, perfect, no concerns. Coming off this road, it's 20 miles per hour. You did go up 26 again. So
Yeah.
you need to realise when
I
it's
saw that,
20,
yeah.
it's 20. So yeah, so like these kind of things definitely need tweaking. I did expect a few faults today because like I said at the beginning, it is a challenging route. But I had to cut it short because we kind of went on a bit of a detour of our own. And even forward bay parking.
It was awful. Yeah.
You've done it, like, this is so much better than what you did over there.
Because I decided to go into a left space, not a right space. I should have gone
Oh,
into
you
a right space.
They're all empty. You should have gone in the right one. Yeah, so
Because this was good, like that.
This is fine,
And
you're
also
in the
when it's
space.
empty, which it probably will be 8 in the morning, hopefully.
Yeah.
Then I'll just do that. But
did you know by the end of it you weren't in the space?
yeah, no, I know. I just couldn't be asked to do it again.
You know when you reversed the second time, you didn't look over your left shoulder and it's the one-way road, so we should have looked over, so that did give you a serious fault for not looking around now as well. But before reversing, you look like that, and I would literally, if this is the space, I would come out the space, even if I'm not in, I would come out the space fully, and then at least you'll have a better idea of what you're driving into. You kind of drove out a little bit and then forward, and you really couldn't make much of an adjustment.
Say you miss it on the first turn in.
Yeah.
You can't fail you for coming back out and going back in.
No.
Okay.
As long as you come back out and you're in by the end.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So there's lots of good bits in there, but there's a few bits we definitely need to clear up, and that's what we're going to go to now. So thank you for everyone that has been watching today's video. Hopefully it's been useful. There is a lot going on, but this is exactly what the purpose of this mock test was, to highlight the issues so that we can sort it all out. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching. How you feeling?
Oh, it's a stinker. That's all I'm gonna say. Stinker.
Don't worry, we'll sort it out.